Hi Year 5, I hope you are safe and well and that you've had a great week so far of online learning. I've got the exciting job today of teaching your PSHE lesson, and there is a song from a Disney film that's going to be the main focus of our lesson today, and the song is called the Bare Necessities, and I'm sure lots of you have heard it or seen it in the film The Jungle Book. Okay, so that's the focus for our lesson today. Okay, I tried to put the video clip of the song into this slide, but it didn't quite work. So I want you to just read the words, sing along if you'd like to, and listen to the song, The Bare Necessities.
All you gotta do is look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be found out my big home. The bees are buzzing in the tree to make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants, then maybe try a few.
You eat ants?
You better believe it. And you're gonna love the way they tickle. Mowgli, look out! The bare necessities of life will come to you.
But when?
They'll come to you.
Okay, so hopefully that refreshed your memories. If you would like to hear the whole song, then maybe at the end of the video, type in the Bare Necessities into YouTube. Okay, so I know you know this email address off by heart, but just a reminder, don't forget to send pictures of your work to year5@grange.harrow.sch.uk. Okay, so as I've said, you will need your creativity and your ideas. You will also need something to write on and something to write with. And later on, if you choose to do one of the arts and crafts activities, you may need a few bits and pieces, but I'll talk about that more then. For now, pause the video and please go and get something to write on and something to write with. Okay, on your piece of paper, please can you write down the long date and the learning intention, so Wednesday 17th June 2020, to explore the bare necessities. Okay, and whilst you're doing that, I will just read through the success criteria. I can compare what my bare necessities are now compared to before the lockdown. I can reflect thoughtfully on the last few months. And then the last three, you will complete one of those. Okay, you might want to do more than one, but I would like you to do at least one. So you might create a model of your favorite place. You might create a list for a time capsule for this year. You might actually create the time capsule if you'd like to. Or the third option will be to create a new dance routine. And I'll talk about all of those a bit later on. Okay. But what we're going to think about first is what these words bare necessities mean. So it says, this classic song uses a lovely play on words to identify the basic or the bare necessities that a bear needs. So what we've got there is the same sounding word, bare necessities, and the bear, the animal. And I'm sure you've done these before in your English lessons. These are called homophones. They're words that sound the same but are spelt differently. So like bear and bear, and they have different meanings and different spellings, but when they're spoken, they sound the same. So let's get your minds active. Can you set a little timer? It could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes. See how many you can come up with in an allotted time. So in whatever time you choose, it could be 2 minutes, 3 minutes, probably not more than that. Try and make a list of any other homophones that you know. If you can, challenge yourself further, think of any other animal-based ones. So pause the video and just in note form write it down on your piece of paper. Okay, so here are a few answers, possible answers, and these are all ones that include an animal. Okay, so we've got deer and deer. So the way we might start a letter to somebody is the first one, D-E-A-R, and D-E-E-R is the animal. Place and place, boar, and so on. So I'd love to see the ones that you got. So make sure you send those to me as well. You can read through the rest of that list. Well done. Okay, so the song that I played you a little bit of is from The Jungle Book, and that book was actually written a long time ago by someone called Rudyard Kipling, and if you get the chance to read it, please do. And we've already talked about how it uses a play on words to identify the basic or the bare necessities that Baloo the bear needs. So those are the things that he really needs to survive, the real basics. So if you think of a plant, for example, what are the basic things that a plant needs to survive? Maybe jot your ideas down on your piece of paper. It would be things like sunlight and water, wouldn't it? And in the Jungle Book, in the song, it says it's Mother Nature that provides the bear Baloo with the things that he wants. Fancy ants, prickly pears and pawpaws. So like all animals and humans, bears need food and water to survive, which makes these items necessities, things that we can't really live without. Okay? We're all different and so are our needs. But have our necessities changed in recent months? So I want you to have a little think about before the lockdown, what were your bare necessities? Apart from food and water, what kinds of things did you think you really needed to survive as a human being? Then have a think, has this actually changed in this time that we've been a lot more restricted in what we can do? So just have a think, you don't need to write it down, pause the video if you need a bit more time. So it says, during this pandemic, now that means this time when we've had this disease across the world, there's been a lot of discussion around what is classed as essential. That means necessary for us to survive. The government's restrictions said that people should only be leaving their homes for very limited purposes. And at the beginning of the lockdown, it really was to buy basic things, okay? Things that you need and you can't live without, like food and medicines. But there was confusion over what that actually meant to different people. So some supermarkets made lists of things that they thought were those essential items. But my essential items might be different from yours, okay? So for some people, Easter eggs, milk, exercise weights, garden plants, shampoo, children's colouring books were essential. For other people, it was less of those things. So just what exactly should people be shopping for during the coronavirus lockdown? How have things we deem essential changed during this period of time? So now I want you to write down your ideas, okay? And it can be from your own personal experience. Has it changed for you what you thought you really needed, but what you actually need? Have you actually done quite well without some of the things that you thought before you couldn't live without? Okay, so pause the video, just write down, it can be in note form, what your opinion is. Okay, ask yourself and those around you this question. Have your needs and wants changed during lockdown? So we've talked about that. You may have wanted to go to school, but you've needed to stay home to stay safe. Maybe the things you took for granted, like seeing friends and family, mean more to you than they did before. How have the things we deem essential changed as a result of lockdown? Okay, so if you've got anything else that you want to write down after reading that slide, add to what you've already written down. So for example, you may have thought, oh, going to school, I need that to survive. But maybe you found that actually you've been able to continue your learning, you've been able to communicate with your friends, with your family in different ways. Or maybe you found that really difficult. There's not a right and a wrong answer here, okay? But it's really interesting to reflect on this time because it's been a long, long time now. So maybe your views have changed a little bit, okay? Okay, if you were singing a new version of the song as you and not Baloo the bear, what necessities would you list? Perhaps fundamental ones for survival such as food, water, shelter and clothing. What about toys, books, games? What about those things that we can't just go to the supermarket and buy or buy on Amazon or other places online? Things like hugs, laughter, time with your loved ones. What couldn't you be without? Maybe it's your oldest toy, your favourite food, photos of your friends and your family. Okay, has lockdown made you reconsider what your bare necessities are? On reflection, maybe the things that you thought you really needed are in fact not what you thought they could be. So maybe you might want to write down one thing that's really helped you during the lockdown. Is it your favourite book? Is it your laptop computer? Is it a particular toy? Is it being able to talk to a friend or a member of the family on the phone? Okay, what is the one thing that has really helped you through the last few months? And has that surprised you? Is it something that before you didn't really care about, that you took for granted? Okay. Right, now we are on to the more creative activity. So there are 3 options. I suggest that you listen to the next 3 slides and then you decide which one you're going to do. Okay. So the first one is a bit of a kind of art DT project. Baloo the bear sings, "Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home." Now, we've all been spending a lot more time at home recently because we've had to, because we've been in a lockdown, okay? And there's been a great programme on Channel 4 called Grayson Perry's Art Club, and the artist has focused on different themes each week. In one episode, the focus was home, and Grayson made a model of where he lives. So, using whatever resources you have available, make a model of the place that you call home or your favourite parts of your home. So, for example, for me, a place that I've spent quite a lot of time in the last few months is my garden, especially when we've had lots of lovely sunshine. And if I was doing this activity, I'd probably make a little model of my garden. And there's an example in the picture there. But maybe it's another place, another part of your home that you've really enjoyed spending time in, where you felt comfortable. It might be your kitchen, it might be your bedroom, okay? So make a little model if you can. You don't have to do that today, but start to gather some resources, and then whenever you've got it finished, you can send me a photo of it. It would be amazing to see. Okay, option 2 is quite exciting. It's about creating a lockdown time capsule, a unique way to look back on this time in years to come. And you can really choose how you would put this together. the ideas on the slide are just suggestions, okay? So you might want to write a letter to whoever opens your capsule. Maybe someone will open it in 20 years' time and they don't really know very much about the coronavirus time, okay? It could be little bits of newspapers. It might be a painting of a rainbow or a picture that you did. It could be things that have happened just during this time, like the Clap for Carers on Thursdays at 8 o'clock. It could be a picture of you doing the Joe Wicks workout. It could be a piece of home learning that you've done and you've sent to school, and so on, okay? Now, if you can gather these together and actually put them in something like a shoebox, that would be amazing. If that's difficult, then just draw or make a list of all the things that you would put in your 2020 time capsule, okay? And if you want to take it even further and create a little map and a set of instructions for whoever digs up your time capsule in the future, that would be great as well, okay? And one more activity option coming up. So this is one for those children who really want to do something active, and I would really encourage that, okay? Because one of the hard things that's happened in these few months is it's been hard to keep active, keep moving when we've had to be in our homes a lot. But hopefully you have found ways to do that, and this activity is thinking about creating a new dance for the Bare Necessities song. And you could do that on your own, or you could do that with members of your household. It would be fantastic if you can come up with a little routine and send me a video, okay? I would love to see that, okay? Because being active, it's fun, it keeps you healthy in your body and in your mind, okay? So have a think about those three options, either the model of your favourite part of your home, the time capsule, or the creating a dance. Pick whichever one you want to do, okay? And make sure that you send pictures to year5@grange.harrow.sch.uk. I would love, love, love to see what you create. And like I said, take your time. You don't have to finish this today. And if anything's unclear, please email me, okay? I hope you stay well and stay safe, and I am looking forward to making your next video, which is going to be a Spanish video for Friday. Adios, well done Year 5.